So now that I've gone over how to upload your file into Google, I want to review some of the items you need to look for in each other's lesson plans in order to comment on them. So the first thing you're going to look at are the standards. Does the lesson contain specific reference to content area standards? Not just it lists a number for a standard, but actually write out the text that describes what that standard is. Secondly, are there objectives, and do those objectives fit the standard? So do the objectives, are they part of what should be covered in that standard? Also, are they specific measurable student objectives, or are they part of the lesson activity? So for example, rather than saying the students will be able to discuss 3 factors leading to the Civil War, I would say following a class discussion, the students will be able to list in writing 3 factors leading to the Civil War. The difference there is that in example 1, the students will be able to discuss. The assessment needs to be a discussion. In this example that I have provided, the assessment needs to be the students listing in writing 3 factors. Then we have the evaluation. So the evaluation needs to line up with the objective. And what's interesting here is that it almost looks exactly in wording like the objective. Here's an example of the objective and the assessment. So if the objective was following a class discussion, the students will be able to list in writing 3 factors leading to the Civil War. The assessment is following a class discussion, the students will be able to list in writing 3 factors leading to the Civil War. Interesting in that they are basically identical. This tells us that the activity will be a class discussion, and the students will be expected at the end of that class discussion to write out the 3 factors leading to the Civil War. The assessment is students listing and writing 3 factors leading to the Civil War. They are basically identical. This tells us what they should know and be able to do at the end of the lesson. This tells us how we're assessing them. If we say list in writing, then we should have, if we say list in writing here, it needs to be list in writing here. If we say our assessment is the students will be able to discuss something, then our assessment must match that objective, and our assessment would be the students will be able to discuss. So are the objectives and assessments in alignment? Are you testing what you said you were having them know or be able to do in the objective? The next area to look at is the lesson body. Pretend you are a substitute teacher. Is there enough detail that you could conduct the lesson on your own in that classroom, regardless of whether or not that is your content area? Can you understand it enough in order to direct the instruction?